Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're here with my grandpa, which will tell us how he survived to 2020. Okay, Gramps, can you start from the beginning?
I was born in
Gramps, not from that beginning. From the beginning of 2020, do you remember?
Oh, my bad. Well, 2020 was such a nefarious year. In fact, surviving 2020 was probably the biggest accomplishment of my entire life. It all started in February of that unlucky year. I was in London attending to a concert, and at the end of my trip, when I was about to return back home, Storm Ciara hit the UK, bringing flooding, damage, and travel disruption. You know, in those years, we would still travel by plane, or ferry, or by foot. Oh boy, when I was a child, I would walk for 20
here we go
kilometers
again.
just to go to school. And every day I would keep waking up at 5.
5 hours later.
And this is how I used to go to school. Anyway, where was I at?
Explaining how you got stranded in London.
Oh, yes. Oh, I got stranded in London for 48 hours before being able to come back home. I still remember thinking, holy shit, this year is
Okay, Gramps, please don't swear. So, after this storm, what happened?
She hit the fan!
Gramps!
After that, wildfire started spreading around the world. Swarms of locusts showed up in Africa and Asia. A radiation leak was detected in Russia. A 7.5 magnitude earthquake struck Mexico. Murder hornets arrived in the US, and many other calamities were attracted by 2020. But the worst happened when this one guy decided to eat a bat.
A bat?
Yes, a bat. The bat had a disease which then began spreading in the whole world, leaving people either sick, jobless, or even dead. Everything was so uncertain. There was no turning back, you know.
That's quite sad. So then what did people do?
Well, they stocked up on canned beans and, of course, toilet paper.
I cannot understand the logic.
And when the new rules for social distancing were applied, a lot of conspiracies took place, deciding that it was better to hold parties instead of being responsible during those times.
Damn, son. Destroy the child. Corrupt them all.
This is their plan, people. These are demons.
When you wear a mask, which you can certainly do, you are further pushing the agenda that is condemning all of us.
You cannot escape God, not even with the mask or 6 feet.
Period.
I can feel it, like when you've got sun poisoning.
I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
In the deep state, you're going down with it.
Was this situation the same for all countries?
Every country dealt with this issue in their own way, and honestly, some better than others. In fact, this actually reminds me that I once did a video on my own YouTube channel, you know.
Really, Gramps? So, let's check it out together, at least a part of it.
Hell yeah!
Let's go.
A small bug by the name of Van Vleck is yawning so wide you can see down his neck.
My name is Michaela, and I'm an expat living in Bulgaria. I am going through the pandemic in self-isolation along with my husband and my 15-month-old daughter. I haven't left the house in 54 days due to the fact that I am a high-risk category for coronavirus because I have multiple sclerosis. Not only do I have multiple sclerosis, which makes me a high-risk category, but only 2 weeks prior to the state of emergency in Bulgaria, I spent 4 days in a hospital in Sofia doing an immunosuppressant treatment, which makes me extremely at high risk as I don't have an immune system. We have had to take many extra precautions due to the pandemic that is going on at the moment. So my husband takes these extra precautions when going out just to secure the things that we need. We don't leave for any other reason. Luckily, we have been very fortunate that the day of the state of emergency, we moved into our new home that is in a small village 4 kilometers outside of Plovdiv, and we have had access to being outdoors, which we wouldn't have had we still been in our old apartment in the city. Bulgaria had taken some pretty strong precautions and put a state of emergency in place, even though the cases were really low. But just recently, they took all the measures off very quickly, which really surprised everyone. So things are definitely progressing here to going back to normal very swiftly. We're still working from home, luckily. But at the same time, there's a little bit more freedom about what people can and can't do. Because of my high risk, obviously, we won't be really doing much of those things. But it'll definitely be good economically for the country that the measures aren't so strict anymore. Most businesses have reopened. Restaurants are reopening as well, and all the checkpoints that were at the entrance and exits of the cities have now been removed. In fact, Bulgaria has even removed the requirement for wearing a mask in public, which was really surprising. They only require it when going indoors, so like into a store. So it will be interesting to see what direction things will take here in Bulgaria after the measures have been removed so quickly, and let's just hope for the best.
Hello everyone, my name is Laura and I'm currently in Taipei, in the capital city of Taiwan. I came here almost 3 months ago. I came here the 12th of February when in China the coronavirus just outburst. And here the situation was normal, like now. Nothing changed. They did a fantastic job. First of all, mask mandatory everywhere. Second, everyone couldn't afford mask. And in the social places such as supermarkets, banks, tube, restaurants, cafeterias, and other places you have to wear mask. At the entrances of these places, they're gonna sanitize your hands and they're gonna measure your temperature body, which is you always know if you are unwell or not. Also, at the entrance of the dormitory, there is a body temperature sensor, which is passing by, it's gonna detect your body temperature instantly. Also, at the entrance of the university, we are gonna find the same sensor. And what else? Every single bathroom has a plate which just show you how to clean properly your hands, it can be useful. In restaurants, there is a social distance, so which just means that is one table empty, one table with people, one table empty, one table with people. That's it. Not always is respected, but actually there is. They put it. There is like a cross on it, so you know that in that place you cannot sit. And also at the beginning of every class, yeah, because I still go to class, I don't have any online classes. The teacher takes us a picture, so we will know if there is an eventual infected, who was next to us, so who could infect us. And then, yes, basically that's it. I still go out with my friends, I go to watch matches, I still go to party, I still go out drinking, yeah, like a normal life.
Hello everyone, my name is Helena Andrade. I'm talking from Manaus, the capital of the state of Amazonas, one of the most affected regions by the coronavirus in Brazil. I've been here since April 3rd, even though the social distancing measures started in the capital, Brasilia, where I go to university, in March 12th. I could still take a crowded plane to come here. I had to come here because I need to be with my family, to stay with my family, since I have some healthy problems and they were worried. Thanks God, I tested negative. Everyone in my home, back in Brasilia and here in Manaus, tested negative, so we are doing fine. Except for my brother. He got the virus, he doesn't live with us, but fortunately he reacted well to the medication they gave them, and he's doing fine now. Unfortunately, that was not the case for around 8 people we knew. So, situation's kind of bad, right? Today is June 1st and Brazil reached 30,000 deaths and 200,000 cases. The government is not tackling the situation well, and we are not flattening the curve. And even though this is not happening, we did not flatten the curve, the things are already reopening. Starting today, they will reopen, and honestly, I think things are just going to get worse. My typical day is trying to wake up at 7 a.m. to take online classes. I'll be honest with you, I'm not being able to focus really well, so I'm just not going to classes most of the time. Studying languages is the only thing I'm actually trying to do during this quarantine. Even though we are technically not in quarantine anymore, I'm still like making an effort to stay home. What can I say, right? It's hard to focus and being productive because I study international relations and political science, so I know all the bad things that are going in the world, and it's kind of hard to be okay in the middle of this chaos. I need to care. And to be honest, I hope you care too. We can only hope everything will be alright. We are going through this, everything is going to be alright. I hope so.
Mi chiamo Alexeia e dal 24 febbraio mi trovo a Busan, in Corea del Sud. Giorni di social distancing 0. Mi trovo in Corea perché in Italia studio coreano e già l'anno scorso avevo deciso di intraprendere questa esperienza, quella del viaggio di studio, per imparare meglio la lingua.
The treaty granted the Japanese many rights.
Le direttive del governo coreano sono sempre state poche ma facili da seguire, come lavarsi spesso le mani con acqua corrente e in mancanza di acqua corrente utilizzare un hand sanitizer. Inoltre bisogna sempre indossare una mascherina quando si va in luoghi pubblici, specialmente se affollati. Chiaramente all'inizio c'era molta meno gente in giro rispetto al normale, ma nonostante ciò comunque le persone non si sono mai sentite in obbligo di rimanere a casa perché in sé non c'è mai stato un lockdown qui. E questo è il motivo per cui io non ho mai fatto social distancing, se non per motivi personali. Fatti vedere. Mi sento molto più sicuro qui perché penso che avendo già questa mentalità di coprirsi il volto quando si sta male, in questi paesi asiatici il fattore di rischio è molto più basso rispetto al nostro, perché è vero, in Italia c'è stata la corsa a comprare mascherine, ma non tutti le volevano utilizzare e non volevano comprarle, quindi rischiando di ammalarsi e di far ammalare gli altri. E vista poi la situazione come è degenerata in Italia, devo dire che qua in Corea è stata tenuta molto sotto controllo.
Gramps, there really were different opinions and ways of dealing with this pandemic. How messy things were.
Quite a lot, son, quite a lot. But then, after all these horrible events, a change began to happen. Black people and LGBTQ plus people's rights started being looked at. And the freedom that you so much enjoy now, my dear, is thanks to our battles during those uncertain years.
Oh, I've actually studied this in history at school, and that might actually have been the best thing that happened in those years for sure. And while I am sure that those have been really difficult times, I believe that we learn from them. Our society in 2019 takes nothing for granted, and even if anything could change at any given moment, we still know that we can count on each other because we are all linked by the fact that we are all alive in this very moment. Because we are one with the universe, and that the universe will always provide you what's needed so that we can learn and evolve and experience life in peace and harmony as equals together. Right, Grandpa? Grandpa?